Hi, I'm Daniel Hutchinson, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years, and today I have my special guest. She is the chief of creativity in the Authors on Mission, no other than Danielle Hutchinson. Welcome to Book 101, Miss Danielle, and thank you so much for your time. And can you please introduce more about yourself?
Thank you so much for inviting me on the podcast today. I'm Danielle Hutchinson, the Chief of Mission, as you just learned. I've been doing ghostwriting and editing for a couple years now. I've worked with over, just hundreds of clients, helping them bring their ideas to life through the written word. And I'm excited to, talk to you a little bit more about the ghostwriting process, why everybody in the business world should be writing their book, and happy to answer any questions about the process, because in this day and age, everybody has a story to tell.
Certainly. Miss Danielle Hutchinson, thank you so much for sharing your talents to the world. So let's understand what is ghostwriting is. What is ghostwriting and how does it work?
Yeah, so if, say you're somebody who has an idea to share, whether you are, somebody with a business that you've been running for a while, you have some amazing concepts that you want to share with the world, or maybe you're somebody who just has a life experience that, they want to create a legacy from, whatever it is, but perhaps you don't have the time to do it, or you don't think you have the creative ability to get those words on the paper and the way to best express yourself. There's many different reasons, but at the end of the day, hiring a ghostwriter allows you that opportunity to create your book. It's kind of just someone to help you guide your hand. And, to answer your question, what is a ghostwriter? Well, at Authors on Mission, we call ourselves angel writers, because we're able to bring those ideas to life in such a way that it's a collaborative process. You're able to just have as much say in it as you want, and truly it is your authentic voice there on the page. So that's why everybody needs to write one these days. It's important to share your legacy with the world.
Authentic voice, people. So, what are the different types of ghostwriting?
Yeah, well, it really just depends on the story needing to be told. So at Authors on Mission, we work with a lot of entrepreneurs who need to share their concepts, and that's, one type of ghostwriting book, the nonfiction aspect, promoting your work. But then there's also many other types, like I mentioned before, there's memoirs, or really just any genre. And at the end of the day, it just boils down to, having someone to guide you through that process.
Certainly. And why do authors, celebrities, or public figures hire ghost writers?
Yeah, well, I mean, think about this. If you're coming home after a busy day, you've just worked a 9 to 5, you had to drive through bumper to bumper traffic. If you want to get home and start writing your book, you'd probably much rather sit back on your couch, relax, watch TV. You're too tired to, right? But when you hire a ghostwriter, it's almost just like that extra hand, either motivating you to get on the computer and check out the most recent writing, or they're doing the work for you. All you have to do is just tell them your ideas. They're taking your exact thoughts, experiences, and vision and putting it on the paper for you. So it's just like having somebody there at your shoulder, at your side, helping you to complete your dreams and make them a reality.
So, Miss Danielle, how does ghostwriting differ from co-authoring?
So ghostwriting differs in the way that, in most cases, the ghostwriter's name is not on the book. It goes entirely to the rights and ownership of the client themselves. So while I've helped at this point probably about 200 different clients write their books, my name's not on them because it goes under their name. So in that way, you have full ownership, full rights, and it's yours completely and entirely. Where co-authorship, of course, would have both names on it. So that's how it differs.
Totally yours, people. And there's a copyright too, for sure. So, what are the ethical considerations surrounding ghostwriting?
The ethical considerations. I wouldn't say there's very many because at the end of the day, it's still your story being written. Even if I'm writing it, most of my time I'm working with my client, it's very collaborative. So what it looks like in a practical aspect is I'm on a Zoom call, very similar to how you and I are today, great, Danielle. And, I'm talking with my client. He's or she is sharing their story. And I'm just writing what they're saying, right? And I'm helping embellish it, adding a little bit more emotion, some stylistic changes. But at the end of the day, it's still there. So in terms of ethical consideration, I wouldn't say there really much is, because even if your book is ghostwritten, it's still your thoughts and your ideas and your words. It's my job to kind of just help you pull those words from your mind if it's something that you're having trouble finding the time to do or having trouble articulating yourself. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, indeed. So let's talk about ghostwriting process. What are the key steps in ghostwriting process?
Well, here at Authors on Mission, that can take away many different forms. So it really depends on how collaborative you'd like to be with your angel writer. I've had clients who will send me just, a list of topics and their thoughts. And as you can see right there, there is our website where you can check it out, some more information on our services. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I was saying, it depends on how collaborative you want to be. So with my clients, what it looks like is once a week or twice a week, we hop on a Zoom call, we talk through one chapter together. And then we work asynchronously where I continue writing one chapter, my client edits another, reviews another, and then, we complete this process week by week until we have a completed book. And then after that point, we have a whole team of people who help you with formatting and editing, all that to help you bring that book into the world at the end of the whole process.
Interesting. So how does a ghostwriter capture the client's voice and style?
Yeah, I mean, I have many different methods. It really boils down to getting to know your client. A lot of times they've either had previous works they've written in terms of blog articles or other posts where I can kind of match their style based on what they've written before. Or if they don't have anything already published, then it's those calls back and forth that we're able to kind of get a good sense of each other's tone and style. For example, if I have a client who uses a certain word often or phrases, I'm able to match that tone and that emotion. I had one client who was very passionate about one particular topic, and I could just see the way his eyes would light up when he was talking about it. So then I knew to take that and really hone in on that when I was writing it, right? Whatever it is that really matters to them in the topic and putting importance towards that. So that's kind of how you're able to match their voice.
Certainly. So what research is it typically that you do for a client?
Yeah, I mean, so it's funny because before I started doing ghostwriting and editing, I was working as an English teacher. So it's funny that I went from doing that to writing very complicated books, about like AI, technology, the medical industry, all these fields that require very technical knowledge, very specific knowledge as well. So that's why research is actually very important. My clients will tell me a story about their experiences or give me a case study, but then it's my role to understand that and learn about it. So the research process for me looks like, one, collaborating with that client, but then two, taking time for myself and looking up the articles and reading through the paper and really understanding it so that I do have that, because part of capturing your client's voices, you also have to have the knowledge base that they have as well. For example, I'm working on a medical book right now, and it requires a lot of looking through medical journals and staying up to date on the topics. So in that regard, it really does require a good deal of work to really do it right. But when it's completed, it makes all the difference to make sure that it's accurate and on point.
Certainly. So how long does it take to complete a ghost writing project?
Honestly, it can be as quick as as the client is able to. For example, if you as a client have availability to meet and review and do it very quickly, it can be done very fast. For example, I have the flexibility to do things at a rapid pace. I turn around a couple of chapters per week if need be. We currently have a client who wants a release date on a specific time, so we're working to get it there. But I also have clients who I've been with for almost a year now because he's taking more time on it. He wants to review it. He's more just not, he doesn't have a particular deadline. He's more passionate about it. So to answer your question, it could take anywhere from a couple months to a year. But again, it goes at your pace. And I mean, I'm very open and flexible in that. And we are, the team of Authors on Mission is as well. So.
What role does the client play in reviewing and approving the content?
Oh, every single aspect. We don't move on from a chapter until it is completely reviewed and approved of by the client. That being said, we're always open to jumping back to another chapter if we need to revise it a little bit later on. So, yeah, I mean, it's very hands-on, and as I've been talking about, it really just, that's how we embody your style and your voice, is the ability that you're able to play in it. Your role in it is what truly promotes your book and makes it your own.
So, Miss Danielle, let's talk about ghostwriting as a profession. What skills are essential for becoming a successful ghostwriter?
Commitments. For me, I actually currently am teaching too, so it's hard to sometimes balance doing client calls and editing and writing. It's a lot. You need to make sure you have that commitment to make sure every day that you're working with your clients, that you're staying on deadlines, that you're saying yes, and not no. Like if the client needs something, you hop right on it and you begin working on it. There's a matter of time management as well. You can't take on more than you're able to fit in that schedule, but it's also important to balance each project, make sure you're staying on deadlines, and to produce quality work and really give the authentic feel to your client's story. There's also a matter of empathy and compassion that goes into it, to really listening to them and hearing what they have to say in order to accurately get that on the page.
So, how do ghostwriters find clients and secure projects?
So as a ghostwriter myself, if I'm looking for a new client, well, at Authors on Mission, many times clients come to us. They're able to schedule a consultation. For other people who are interested in this field of being a ghostwriter, there's many platforms you can, do freelancing. That's where I did begin. And you're able to kind of set up a profile for yourself and build yourself up from there. A lot of times when people have a need and they're looking for that book field, they're able to reach out to us. And to anybody who would like to write a book or feels inspired to, hop on our website. We have all the information. We can schedule a call.
Yes, and build your credibility, people. How much do ghostwriters typically get paid?
Oh, well, again, for most part, it does depend on the projects, the clientele. I would feel a little strange disclosing my current salary on the podcast, but I can tell you it's about 4 to 5 times my current teacher's salary was. So it's
Yes,
very, very
it's
profitable
worth it.
to do it correctly. Yeah, if
Yes.
you're taking on the project, you're making sure that clients are satisfied, you're really putting your heart and soul into it. And like I mentioned before, having that dedication to, even if your schedule's packed, you're loving what you're doing, you're putting whole heart into it, and that's where the big bucks come in sometimes. So it's got some
Yes.
good incentives.
Certainly, people, if you have the passion of what you are doing, even you are tired or you have a lot of procrastinating situation, for sure you're gonna do it because you have the passion, you have the dedication to do it. So, what are the biggest challenges ghostwriters face?
Well, I mentioned before about time management, because in order to do a project correctly, there is the element of, going back and forth with the client, revising the chapters, and, not to sound repetitive, but, that is a little bit of a challenge in order to get the content exactly right. And the research aspect, like I mentioned before, it is time consuming, especially for somebody like me who went from not knowing anything about a certain topic to diving right into a book that's very specific and very detailed. That's a challenge. It requires having an open mind and being willing for the new information to come so that you can get it down onto the pages.
Certainly. So, how can a ghostwriters protect their rights and ensure fair compensation?
So in most cases, you sign a contract where it's agreed upon in the beginning what it is that you're going to be contributing to the project and what the client would be contributing as well. For myself, I work on milestone basis, so we do payments, perhaps every 25% the book's finished, 50%, 75%. And in that way, as you're making progress, there's fair compensation. And then also, it kind of makes sure that we keep the project moving along too. With that being said, though, every ghostwriter may structure it their own way. It's a very freelance-based business as well. So it really just depends. And at the end of the day, it boils down to having a good communication with your client, making sure expectations are set from the beginning. And, of course, just following through at the end of the book too. It's always great to make sure you are in touch with them, because you never know when a client might come back for another project or want to continue your work. So in that regard, it's very important to just have that communication line open as well. That's how you would best protect yourself, I'd say.
Very well said, Miss Danielle. Very well said. So, what would be your advice for those people out there who want to be a ghostwriter?
I'd say don't delay. If you're at any job right now, for example, and you're kind of thinking, this is where I am, this is where I want to stay, don't let yourself just stay stagnant. Continue learning. If you want to be a ghostwriter, hop on a platform right now, set up your account, start with small contracts, build yourself up, build your experience level. Anybody can do it if you have the right passion and motivation and desire. And it's such a fun field. I get to talk to so many different people all around the world every single day about topics I would have never guessed I got to write about. So go for it. Don't delay, and just keep at it.
Don't delay, people. Stop procrastinating. If you have the passion to write, write, and share to the world. So, what will be your short term and long term goals as a ghostwriter, Miss Danielle?
Oh boy. Well, short term, to continue here with Authors on Mission and, really just help anybody who is looking to have their story told and bring that to life on the pages. I've worked with so many incredible clients, and, just the joy in their faces to know like this book is out on the shelves, their name is on it, they have that credibility and, just that legacy aspect to it too. I guess that was short term goals continuing, and long term, perhaps, continuing to write my own book one day. I guess that's sort of the other side of being a ghostwriter, is your name isn't on them yet. So that would be kind of fun to do.
That's
Perhaps
amazing.
on ghostwriting, something like that. But
Good luck to your goals, Miss Danielle. And are ghostwriter required to sign a non-disclosure agreements?
that is correct. Most of the times, it is under NDA protection, which is why, I know many of my books are out there and I'm able to look them up myself. But, it is client confidentiality where you can't exactly reveal what that you worked on it unless the client is willing to. I have,
Yes,
yeah.
certainly. So, can ghostwriters claim credit for the work they produce?
Well, in one aspect, when for example, I have a portfolio of works that I've worked on where the client has allowed me to share with potential employers or other clientele, but they don't want their name on it, but it's more so like to show your work and to show what you have done. So in one way, you do claim work because you put a lot of effort into it and your passion, but again, it is under the client's name. So.
Yes. So, what happens if a ghost written book become a bestseller?
Well, that's our goal here at Authors on Mission. We actually, we have a guarantee. If you sign on with us, we make sure that you become a #1 bestseller on Amazon based on our strategies and marketing. So that is the goal. I mean, and it's more so the mentality of my goal isn't to gain credit for your work. My goal is to help you tell your story so you can have that. It's it's a service. It's something I'm passionate about, and the better joy comes from making sure that the story is told accurately and with the correct voice and vision in mind.
Certainly. So, how about the copyright ownership work in ghostwriting contracts?
Well, at Authors on Mission, the rights are completely the clients. When we're finished, it all goes to them. Currently, we don't do legal copywriting, but if a client wants to go and move it forward and go through the copywriting process, then that's also an option, and we offer tips to helping you along that way too. It's a very simple process. All in all, it just requires registering it and a couple paperwork. So.
Certainly. So, Miss Danielle, before we wrap up our discussion for tonight, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, Food 101, in its fifth season, people, fifth season. And with my co host, Chef Alessandro, one of the specialty chef in one of the five-star hotel in downtown Toronto. Please do listen to our latest episode. We are reading our letter senders all over the world. So, please do listen, Food 101. So, what are some famous books or speeches known to be a ghost written?
Well, you've stumped me there for the moment because I could easily Google that one up. I do know a lot of famous authors do use ghostwriters. I mean, Stephen King's one of them. James Patterson, for example. However, there
Yes.
are many business leadership books as well that have been ghostwritten as well. So, no matter how famous and big names you are, a lot of people do reach out to others to help them. I mean, you mentioned celebrities earlier in this podcast. So, if you don't have the time to, if you're not too experienced in the writing world, it's very common. A lot of people do it. It's not so that you're like per se, having somebody else write it, but more so you're having somebody help you get your thoughts on the page.
Yes, it's normal, people. Don't think positive. Don't think negative. Always think positive, people. So, Miss Danielle Hutchinson, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support authors on mission?
Yeah, please. Everybody has a story to tell. You might be thinking right now, I'm too busy, I can't do it. It's so easy. Just pop onto authorsonmission.com. You can schedule a consultation. We offer many just kind of done for you packages. If you want to, write a book yourself, get some editing or marketing, whatever it is, we offer everything. So come check us out and, just keep writing, keep leading, keep inspiring.
Yes, people, let's support authors on mission because if you support them, more empowering books to come. So, Miss Danielle Hutchinson, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. It's been great to meet you and an honor to be on your show.
More to come, people. See you soon.